Khan wanted out.
We'll see what they're going to decide.
Khan quit.
If we get that
It was an accidental low blow. Okay? If you watch the fight, you know what I'm talking about. And where the shot landed, it likely shifted the cup.
5 minutes, or did he just say, I can't continue? Listen, how you answer that question.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Becomes either a knockout or an accidental foul that lands to.
I am confused.
Decision. Right. Whenever a fighter says
we have to listen in.
He has to be careful with what he's answering.
Exactly right.
Because you are given the full 5 minutes.
Offering up a TKO.
But he should have taken the full 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Wow.
What do you know of this finish?
What round was that, round 5?
I just spoke with David Fields, the referee. He did rule the low blow, but that's not the reason the fight was stopped.
Interesting.
Virgil Hunter from down in his corner is the man who asked repeatedly Amir Khan, do you want me to stop it? Do you want me to stop it? And he made the final choice. Therefore, this is a technical knockout win, according to the referee, who's now conversing with the commissioners.
Listen,
but that is the initial decision.
Bernardo, great job.
I never thought that Amir Khan would quit.
The amount of punishment he was taking and the concern from Virgil Hunter that there may be an opportunity where he says, you're not going to take much more of a beating. The opportunity was the pause in the action with the accidental low blow.
So what happened?
By the accidental low
did
blow,
Amir Khan okay?
The trainer said, I've seen enough.
Virgil Hunter to stop it.
Let's go up to the ring and make it official.
And it's like this. Did Amir Khan know that Virgil Hunter was going to stop it? And so he was going to stop it and didn't object.
David Fields that their fighter can no longer continue, obligating him to stop this contest with an official time of 47 seconds of round number 6.
What a waste.
Declaring the winner by way
I'm sitting here
of
eating my chicken.
knockout. Still the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence.
We got a lot to talk about, man.
TKO 6, Khan was competitive. He really was. He was hurt badly in that first round. He came back, had the combination in the second round. Both guys were stellar in the fourth round. Bud was good early in the fifth. Khan came back late in that same round, but in the sixth round, as the punishment continued to build and build and build with the pause in the action, with the low blow, the corner makes the decision. Listen, we know
Brook is going to have a field day with this. You quit, mate.
That guy is the best in the biz. And
let's listen into the post-fight interviews. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Please subscribe. I cover every single Amir Khan fight, every single Terence Crawford fight, every single Make You Fight Live.
Anticlimactic in terms of how it finished because of the low blow, but it was Virgil Hunter who made the decision to stop the fight. What is your feeling?
First of all, it wasn't a low blow. And
it was
second
low.
of all, Virgil knew the fight was going, in a bad direction, and he said
he didn't see the replay yet.
Anything bad happened to him.
True.
First round, you dropped him, and it seemed like the bell saved him. What was your impression of the Amir Khan that came out from the second round on?
Well, I didn't want to. I was rushing myself a little bit. I was trying to box more and just catch him in the trenches.
Clearly low.
But you know how it goes.
Now, everybody wants to know about pound for pound. Everybody wants to know about 147. There's a man they call the Boogeyman at 147.
That's me.
That's what I wanted to know. Talk to me about what you want next to prove who is the Boogeyman at 47.
Say Errol Spence's name.
There's only one fight they talking about, and that's Spence. Whenever you're ready, I'm here.
What are you willing to do to make that happen?
That's not enough.
The politics are here, the complications.
That's not enough.
How bad do you want this fight?
Fans not going to accept that.
Like I told you in the interviews, I can't put a gun to the promoters' head and make them make the fight. So only thing I can do is continue fighting every person they put in front of me, and we're going to make it happen sooner or later.
The man who can make it happen, thank you very much, Bud, on your performance tonight is right here, Bob Arum.
Here's Bob.
No doubt
Bob about to get ratchet.
This fight.
It's 422.
How will this fight
and you know Bob
Spence?
deals with that devil's lettuce.
How can you make the fight happen against Errol Spence?
Errol Spence. Well, listen, we want to fight Errol Spence. Terence wants to. I think Errol wants to fight. There's one guy that's stopping it, and that's Al Haymon. And every boxing fan should refuse to patronize Haymon's fights until he agrees to have Spence fight Crawford.
Now, we all know, Bob, that as a business, when the fight is big enough, you've worked with Don King, you've worked with De La Hoya, even Al Haymon. How do you make this happen?
Not Al Haymon. He refuses to allow any of his fighters to get beat by a top-ranked fighter. And if Terence fights Errol Spence,
shit.
there's one winner, and that's Terence Crawford, and Al Haymon refuses to allow it.
Thank you very much, Bob. Let's hope it happens. Now I'm going to have Amir Khan, who's coming over here.
Listen, Al, you got to make the fight.
How do you feel after what happened this evening?
Look, first of
Aaron
all,
Haymon, make it happen.
I want to apologize to all the fans. I mean, the fight was just getting interesting. Terence is a great fighter.
Nah.
You know, I'm not taking anything away from him. I now realize why he's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. You know, I'm a good boxer, but he was showcasing great skill, great movement. I was caught with a shot right below the belt, and I mean, I could feel it in my stomach. I mean, that's the reason I couldn't continue. I could feel it in the legs. I've never been hit below the belt. Normally, if I have I normally get up. I'm a warrior. I'm one of them guys. I would never give up. I would not give up a fight like this. You know, I was in pain.
Now, you proved that you were a warrior getting up in that first round and making a fight of it. What was that decision? Did you
The shot was low, though.
Virgil to stop the fight? Because I saw him asking you, do you want me to stop the fight? How did that happen?
You know what? I mean, I could feel it in my stomach. I mean, my legs kind of seized. And he asked me, "Are you okay?" I said, "I've been hit with a low shot." And he said to me, "How you feel?" I go, I can't move. Now, there's no point taking 5 minutes out. I couldn't continue. I could not continue. I'm not one to give up in any fight. I'll fight till the end. If you have to knock me out to get me to give up, you know. And I'm not one of them fighters. I mean, I was hit with a hard shot below the belt.
Now, you gave up money to fight Terence Crawford tonight. We saw Brook is here. What's in your future?
I mean, look, I'm just going to go back to the drawing board, spend some time with my family, and see where I go from there. You know, I want to thank Terence. I want to thank Top Rank for the opportunity. I'm going to come back stronger from this.
Appreciate your time, Amir. Great war tonight. We send it up to Max Kellerman.
If it's ruled intentional, he can win on the vote.
You know, you can.
All right, Max Kellerman here with Andre Ward and Mark Kriegel. Guys,
you can rest assured that that Kell Brook is going to have something to say about this and call him a quitter. And in my opinion, you know, yeah, Kell Brook, just like Bo Mack was the trainer of Brian McIntyre, the trainer of Terence Crawford was saying earlier in the fight is Terence. I mean, Amir Khan is not as fast as he used to be. And one thing we talked about before the fight is Amir Khan's lunging shot and how he gets caught pulling back. You know, his legs, once he gets caught, you know, his legs don't be the same. He starts doing a dance. You know, go check my Twitter and you'll be able to see some highlights of the first knockdown. You know, and yes, the bell did save him from a potential second knockdown, and he really wasn't the same. In regards to Bob Arum and Errol Spence, yes, if you don't know, Sean Porter is supposed to be taking on Errol Spence in September or so. Manny Pacquiao is going to fight either Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia defeated Adrian Granados tonight. They over there at PBC and on Fox act like Terence Crawford don't exist. They don't mention his name when it comes to them broadcasting them 147-pound fighters. Bob Arum is being very, very vocal, very vocal. And the thing is, oh wait, Bernardo was with Virgil Hunter. Terence Crawford's got to follow suit.
When it was
obvious he was in a lot of pain. Sometimes you can continue and sometimes you can't continue. Depends on how the punch affected you in the testicles. So I thought it was the bone chip in the elbow that he's been dealing with at first, but he's indicated it was a low blow. So he said it just took the legs right from him. So what else can you do?
Your call or his call?
I asked him if he could continue, and he said no.
Ooh,
okay, now
shit.
Andre Ward, who knows you very well, knows your mindset, how you work in the corner. Said a few rounds before you might be thinking about
big testicles,
protecting Amir when he was taking punishment. Did that stopping the fight for what was going on in terms of the punches he was taking ever cross your mind?
Well, to me, he was hanging in the fight. He took some punishment, but you know, it would have been interesting to see how the fight was going. He started to land some punches himself. And he seemed to have picked up on Crawford's rhythm before it happened. Not saying that would have had any outcome on the fight, but I would have liked to see him not take that low blow that incapacitated him.
Thank you very much for your time and your honesty with Virgil Hunter. Max, we'll send it back to you.
So Terence Crawford said it wasn't a low blow, but the replay showed clearly it was very low.
Damn. So as I was said, you know, Terence Crawford's got to be, you know, like more vocal. He's got to follow suit. That shit was low. That shit was low. It was low, so I'm guessing it probably like pushed the cup to the side. And I've been fucking kicked in the balls before in a street fight, and that shit, you do feel that shit in your stomach. But in this case, I'm sorry, my personal opinion is Amir Khan was looking for a way out. He was getting dominated in the worst. Like, he's never been outboxed like that before, ever. And then Terence Crawford was turning up the pressure and literally going for the KO. So I don't think he wanted to be brutally knocked out anymore, and he was looking for a way out. He should have took the whole 5 minutes. And with his, fans are not going to want to hear that shit. But unfortunately for Terence Crawford, he's not going to get no real credit. I'm interested to see what the pay-per-view buys are going to be. I was happy with the pay-per-view. Christopher Diaz was a big step up for Shakur Stevenson, and Shakur Stevenson handled him like it was nothing. Teofimo Lopez took out Edis Tadley, even though I want to see Teofimo Lopez go rounds. Felix Verdejo returned. It was underwhelming, but nonetheless, he got a nice, solid win. And now Terence Crawford. His mandatory, by the way, is a guy by the name of Aglidas Kavalaskis. It's possible that he could fight Kell Brook because, truth be told, I don't think that, Amir Khan is still going to fight Kell Brook because this Amir Khan, he gets caught. He can lose to Kell Brook. I don't think he's going to fight him. So what's next for Amir Khan? I hope that he stays active. And truth be told, he slighted Eddie Hearn anyway because he was supposed to fight. See, here's the thing. He burned some bridges taking this fight. Even though, yes, he is the fighter. It is his career. But still. Now he's got to go back to Eddie Hearn he quit. Eddie Hearn's not stupid. Eddie Hearn, listen, it looks like he quit to me. Let's listen to what Andre Ward has to say before we start wrapping things up.
Do for the two fighters? What good does that do for the sport? Now, maybe the game has changed and something got past me, but I thought it was about the build-up and then the crescendo, actually putting the two guys together to make the most money and to determine who the best is.
Before we get to Loma and Crawford, Bob Arum said, and I think it's the opinion of more than a few, and it's not a matter of network allegiance now or promotional allegiance, that Crawford wants to fight, Spence wants to fight, and Top Rank wants to fight, and Bob Arum named Al Haymon by name, something that Al Haymon seems to really not like, and is calling him out as the impediment to the fight. In your analysis, is that the case?
I'm not on the inside. I don't know the inner workings and if that's true or not.
But I
do have a question. Why can't the fight get made? If Spence is saying that he wants it, which I believe he does, if Terence Crawford is saying that he wants it, now Bob Arum is openly saying that he wants it.
Mark?
Why can't we have it?
2 points here. Spence, in point of fact, has more options and better options
at
the championship level. Let's be honest about that. We don't know what Al Haymon thinks because he's not present. He's not to be heard from. So that's a disadvantage.
Look, Terence Crawford just brought 14,000 people out to Madison Square Garden, not Omaha, in New York City, to fight a British fighter. And there weren't a ton of Brits that traveled for this fight. There was not a Puerto Rican fighter with a big local following here or a New York fighter otherwise. This was a guy from over the pond and a guy from Omaha, and based on really the public recognition of the excellence of Crawford more than anything else, 14,000 came to the Garden, and Spence and Mikey drew a very good crowd for both of them at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Spence and Crawford is already a financial bonanza. Now to Lomachenko versus Crawford. You saw what Loma did last week. You saw what Crawford just did, an unsatisfying ending. Who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Nothing changes for me.
Nothing.
I don't budge at all. Terence Crawford is still.
Yeah, listen, and I'm sorry, it's, me being black, right? Me being African-American. It's this disease, it's this nasty disease, this wretched tapeworm just burrowing its way through boxing media and politics, and it's these casual, bigoted boxing fans. Is that they're so ignorant and arrogant in their thought process that they're like, fuck Terence Crawford. Let him fight all those. It's good that Spence is not fighting him. Let Spence stay where he at, PBC. Terence Crawford want to fight, he got to come to PBC. There's no meeting halfway with those idiots. They make me sick. And you're going to see it all over YouTube. how Terence Crawford is going to be, taking the blame. And like how Al Haymon, who I have a lot of respect for, listen, I know more about that man than any of these motherfuckers on YouTube. Trust me. The issue is, just because I have my own thoughts and I don't ride with their bullshit propaganda, that I'm the outcast, I'm the black sheep, I'm the leper of the so-called Lion's Den boxing community, of black boxing YouTubers. I'm considered a coon because I research, I educate myself, and I think for myself, and I'm not a follower. It looks like right now, as a boxing fan, that Al Haymon is in the way. They made Mayweather-Pacquiao. It was too much money not to make it, but Al Haymon was hesitant. Clearly. It's been clear. Listen, the PBC side goes above and beyond, not to mention Terence Crawford or even Lomachenko or top-ranked fighters at all. At least the Zone, they interview the fighters. Have the fighters with AK and Barack on their shit. I know PBC right now. I know the issues. They lost a whole lot of money. And they have investors. And it's not in the best interest of the company, or to the investors to have, possibly one of their fighters go over and could lose. Now, listen to me. It's a 50-50 fight, but if I have to give somebody the edge, I'm giving Errol Spence the edge because of size. My opinion doesn't matter in regards to who I think would win and not win. It's about the news, and it's about the fact that I'm letting you guys know. Listen, hold up. First of all, this is what we're not going to do. It's like, listen, if y'all really want the fights, come on, leave that bigoted shit alone. Like, it's old now. It's old as fuck. Like, it's tiring, like just hearing that, it's always Bob Arum. It's always blame Whitey. Eddie Hearn is the slave driver, all that shit. It's old as fuck now. It's old as fuck. Spence wants to fight, but see, he's not going to cross the hand. They never cross Al Haymon. Al Haymon says do something, they do it. Turn down $100 million, they do it. Drop your WBO belt, Peter Quillen, you do it, even though your career never been the same. The writing it's a voluminous I can't say paper trail, but paper trail of the mannerisms of Al Haymon governs his fighters. And it's tiring always hearing, oh, well, it's Bob Arum. Oh, well, this fight was about to get made, but Terence Crawford or Lomachenko or when Timothy Bradley, had a chance to fight such and such, but he decided to re-sign with Top Rank. It's old as fuck. And the thing is, these casual fans and these tapeworms, on YouTube, not only are they making it bad for black boxing media like myself, but also they're making it bad for black fighters like Terence Crawford, who's suffering. They're literally boycotting and saying, we're not going to buy ESPN. We're not going to buy ESPN Plus. We're not going to buy The Zone. This shit don't make no sense. I think, honestly, like, I know, because I've met a lot of them and I talked to a lot of them behind the scenes. I'm telling you that them LDBC motherfuckers, or a lot of these people that do these videos on YouTube, they are doing it for the money, and they do not believe half of the shit they say because they know they have an ignorant fan base and they're manipulating you. They don't be believing half. They just know that they got to keep saying it, or if they, change their viewpoint, then you're going to look at them as a coon. You're going to be like, oh, they changed up. They sold out. Them niggas is using you. They using all you YouTube viewers. They using you. So for the ones that's going to come on my channel, and they're coming in the comments, and they're going to say, TstreeT, you this, and you always bringing their mouth name up, you're a clout chaser, all that. You think I give a fuck about you people? I've been doing this on YouTube for years and years and years. My reputation is solid and sound. We got to go. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.